What is good, guys and girls? It's your boy, this dude, and today we have another episode of awesome, amazing animals. And for the subject at hand, eels. I know, kind of crazy. Anyway, get your bathing suits ready. Let's go. Y'all know how we do this. We gotta define what an eel is, right? And I ain't the smartest man in the world. We're not gonna be using these huge phonetic terms, none of that. But what is an eel? Now, these are ray-finned fish, usually characterized by their worm-like or snake-like bodies. All of us know what they look like, but that's what the definition is. And there's some other big words in there that I'm not even gonna try to pronounce. Last time I tried, my desk started floating. We got freshwater eels. We've got saltwater, and these eels, they come in many different colors. I've always been fascinated by eels. In fact, I got a lot of experience with them. Never kept them before, but I've been fishing since I was a child. And it always seems that whenever I'm fishing for whatever I'm fishing for, we're almost guaranteed to bring in some type of eel. And when I was younger, they were always a problem to deal with. Very smart animals. I'll give them enough time, they'll figure out how to get off the hook on their own. Yeah, I've caught hundreds of eels throughout the years. Got a lot of experience with them. These are very fascinating animals. Like I said, they boast many different colors. Just a beautiful animal altogether, right? Now, like we just stated, they boast a huge array of colors, but they also come in various sizes, from just a foot all the way up to 12, 13, 14 feet long. These animals can sometimes get very big. And in some cases, like the electric eel. What is that about? What's that about? Who decided to give this thing superpowers? And I don't mean like this isn't no mild electricity. This isn't just a shock. These things are living tasers. And I've seen actual footage of what these animals do to people who don't know they're around. You know, the people out there fishing or people messing around in the water. You might mess around and step on one of these things. It's not pretty. These animals kill gators. Why is the electricity so strong? Just boom, you're done. Like I said, when I've seen humans come in contact with them, it's literally like they've been hit by a taser. That's insanity. But then on the other end, you have other eels who just 10 feet, 11 feet. That's a huge. I don't know. That's insane to me. Now they say every eel starts off very, very small, going through many different changes throughout their life cycle, eating a different type of diet throughout their growths and metamorphosis. I think that's kind of cool, kind of amazing. It's not just a small eel. No, they go through changes and develop different things at different times, which is kind of cool. And they say there's almost 800 species, and I've seen quite a few different eels. I've seen myself a lot of different eels, so 800 different species, that's a lot. They're doing well out there. Very, very smart animals, fast, strong, and they think, they're thinkers, right? They're very, very smart animals, I guess successful in their adaptation throughout time. These animals have done very well and are doing very well. Now, as far as the habitat for these animals, like I said, there's over 800 species. We've got freshwater eels, we've got saltwater eels, we've got some that lie right in between that could deal with both parameters rather well. They live at many different depths. A lot of them like to burrow into rocks or into the mud or things like that, but they usually live deeper, and some even live like really deep, like really deep out in the ocean. Most species, I think, are found in the seas. These animals like deep water. They like to be tucked off in the rocks, very secretive. Don't mind coming out though. They're very smart. Yeah, over 800 species though, and their habitats range depending on what particular eel we're dealing with. If it's a freshwater eel, if it's a saltwater, the saltwater eels are gonna live at greater depths, probably living amongst the coral and other fish and stuff like that. The rocks, who knows how deep these fish actually go. Yeah, they like to live rather deep, tucked off in the rocks and in the mud and different crevices like that. Now, the eel's diet consists of pretty much anything it can get a hold of that it can take out. So, some of them even will eat other eels. They don't mind. And I've seen footage of this. I've seen a lot of footage of this. In some cases, these animals, they even eat fish that are way too big for them and end up having to regurgitate them and get rid of them. These things, they don't care if it moves. They're going after it. They eat a wide range of things from shrimp to fish to other eels, crabs, other crustaceans, anything they can break down. Octopus, the squids, if they can catch it and they can break it down, they're gonna try to eat it. Yeah, and their diet consists of a wide variety of prey items, and they're smart enough to take them out in a lot of cases. Now, as far as the behavior of these animals, most eels are solo, chill, nocturnal. They usually hide under rocks and logs and stuff like that during the daytime, don't want to be bothered. They're out looking and things like that at night. But then there you got these eels called like garden eels, and they live in these huge colonies. They kind of tuck the bottom half of their bodies into the sand, and they all stick their heads out. It literally looks like a bunch of plants hanging out the sand, but they're actually eels, and anytime they're approached with danger, they'll tuck themselves back in. But those animals have huge colonies they live in, but most eels live solo, and yeah, like I said, they come out hunting at night. These animals are just absolutely amazing. And the lifespan of an eel greatly varies, I guess, depending on the conditions. But some have been known to live 10 to 15 years, some 15, 20 to 25 years. And then there are records of eels that are 50, 60, 70, even 80 years old. I guess there's still a lot to learn as far as the lifespan of these animals. We still really don't know too much about the mating habits of these animals. There's still so much to learn about that. But I guess we got a lot to learn, right? And this is an animal that I actually see in a lot of captive setups. A lot of people keep these in captivity. And it's been like this since the 90s. I'll see these cool, just dope fish tanks set up with multiple different fish in them, and in a lot of cases they'll contain some type of rare eel, right? So this is an animal you can build a tank for, you can keep in captivity. Do your research. I don't have eels, I've never thought about it. This is something that will come way later in our development. There are some very beautiful eels you can keep in captivity with great success. I've seen it, I know people that have done it for years. And you can find them rather cheap, starting anywhere, I think about $30 all the way up, and that'll range. I'm not gonna put a ceiling on it because I don't really know, but I know on the base level I could get eels now, and I mean some pretty beautiful eels, anywhere ranging from $30 to $150. And like I said, I'm not putting a cap on that because I know those prices can go up. You're dealing with 800 different species, so there's gonna be some rarities out there. But this is an animal that they're keeping in captivity. They're keeping with great success. We don't really know too much, like I said, about breeding and breeding habits and stuff like that. Yeah, they're keeping these animals alive for 20, 25, 30 years. You're keeping these animals alive in captivity for a long time, happy and healthy, thriving. And I think that's just amazing. The animals are doing quite well in the oceans and seas and lakes and stuff out there. But this is something we can bring indoors and study, and they've been doing with great success. That's absolutely amazing. You can keep these. And if you decide you want to get you one, there are a couple cool tank mates. Once again, I don't know anything about this, but there are a couple cool animals that could go in there with it. Let's check that out. They say lionfish. We got the yellow tang, emperor, angelfish, marine betas, porcupine, pufferfish, the Picasso tigerfish, yellow long-nosed butterfly fish. All of these fish, they say, are great tank mates for eels. So if you decide you want to get you one, then you don't have to just get an eel. You can go ahead and put some other fish in there. This is gonna involve a lot of research and a lot of work. But there are some people that make saltwater reef tanks look easy. I get terrified when I think about it. I'm like, man, it's because I know nothing about it. But I'm pretty sure that's how they think about the reptile enclosures. There are some people out there that make those tanks look easy, beautiful. So do some research and get that. If you decide to get into it, make sure you give that animal something to live for, right? I thought about it, but that's way in the future. We want a big saltwater fish. You gotta have a pretty eel in there. You got to. So that's something we're getting into, but it's gonna be a long time. I can promise you that. Like I said, I get scared when I think about the thought. We still got a lot to do as far as these reptiles go, getting back into snakes, a lot of things. But yeah, that was the video, you guys. Just looking at the most fascinating snake-like fish on the planet, the eel. I think these things are absolutely amazing. I'm your boy Smith. This is All Things Living. I know you guys could have been anywhere on the planet, but you decided to be here. I appreciate you. Hey, yeah, I'm out.